So when I heard what this alabaster bitch had to say about Miss Jasmine Crockett, I looked her up, went on her page, seen some other posts she's made, seen a lot of different pictures. And my very first thought was, why the fuck does this bitch's face look like a mask from The Purge? Like, you look creepy as fuck, honey. And apparently I'm not the only one who fucking thinks that way, because as I'm scrolling about, I see that people are also comparing her face to a Purge mask. And then I seen that the Halloween stores actually have a mask of her face that you can purchase. Like, your face is a Halloween mask, sweetie. You shouldn't be talking shit about anybody, especially a black woman.
Hello guys, welcome back again to my channel, and of course if you're here, please subscribe. Now, the far-right commentator Laura Loomer thought she could run her mouth unchecked by making some disrespectful comment about our black women. And what she didn't expect was the comeback. Black men responded with full energy defending the black woman. A disrespect to our black women is a disrespect to the black men. So black men took this battle upon themselves and attacked Laura Loomer with full force energy, which Laura Loomer wasn't able to defend herself. Because of the love that we have for our black women, we cannot keep quiet when they're being attacked. We cannot keep quiet when our mothers are being attacked. We cannot keep quiet when our sisters are being attacked. We cannot keep quiet when our grandmothers are being attacked. An attack on one black woman is an attack on all the black people around the world. And guess what? Laura Loomer was really embarrassed with her racist comment about our black women. She trended not in a good way, but in a bad way. So guys, I want us to watch some clips here, then we come back and have a talk.
And this is for Laura Loomer. We all don't talk with Ebonics, ma'am. I be joking. What is she talking about? Is that what you really think of black women or African American? That we don't have the vernacular of the American English? We be speaking English, dog. Laura Loomer says, can you arrange a face-to-face meeting? I dare at Jasmine Crockett to put her hands on me the same way she put her hands at Charlie Downs. I dare her. Do you think I'm afraid of some ratchet congresswoman who should be working at KFC asking me if I want extra crispy? Instead of occupying space in Congress? Shit, Lord, you are something else. Here she goes again. This is one of Trump's loyalists, Jasmine Crockett, homeboys and homegirls, a big man. I call her what she is, ghetto. I guess I finna watch my back. God forbid Shaniqua pops a cap in my ass. Girl, if you finna play with me, you best be ready for the truth. I be spitting on your weed. Can I spit mad bars, Jasmine, baby girl? You don't like to taste of your own medicine? You feels me? To Laura Loomer, baby, we are more equipped in using the American language than you think. We all don't be tripping, B.
I love that some of you realize that Laura Loomer is racist. Welcome to the resistance. You get called Antifa. Let me responsibly rescind that video. I know I look a little crazy. I just woke up. Apparently, on Threads, you can italicize. And then also, this is like some big running joke. That's on me. But this shows how easy it is to fall for shit, because I saw people freaking out about this on TikTok. I saw people freaking out about this on Instagram. I saw people freaking out about it on Twitter. So I thought, okay, I'm not going to just believe them. Let me go check Threads. Now, I don't go on Threads very often. I might go on Threads for 5 minutes every 3 days. But I started scrolling and I see it. I literally see it. Now, I'm not familiar enough with the app to know that you can italicize shit, like just like regularly. I didn't know that. Like Twitter, you can't I'm seeing so many people copy and paste this warning and it looks real. And I'm seeing like anything that is critical of the government has a warning underneath it. And in a time where there's so much issue around free speech and apps censoring things and everything that's going on, I said, that's not too far off. I heard people talking about it. I saw people talking about it. I went and checked my own thing. I said, oh, that's true. And somehow it was still not true. And also this shows that both sides can be fucking idiots. Nigga, nobody goes on threads like that. We don't get your inside joke. There's serious shit going on right now. This is not the time to spread mass hysteria and be like, hey, we've joking around. No, bro. No. So if you see this thing going around, it is not real. I am now taking down that video in the past. If you see people on threads saying, oh, Antifa, it's not a real thing. My bad. That's on me. But also, if you ever fuck up and spread misinformation, say that you spread misinformation, and then also delete the original misinformation, okay?
So prominent MAGA influencer Laura Loomer, who is a far-right activist, tweeted that alligators' lives matter. One, obviously, she's just spewing out racist rhetoric with that one because she's trying to counteract the whole Black Lives Matter, which is very weird. But then she follows up after saying alligator lives matter to say, she says alligator lives matter. The good news is alligators are guaranteed at least 65 million meals if we get started now. There's roughly 63.7 million Hispanics or Latin people who are in America. 65 million meals, you say, huh? And this is why people say there's no hate like Christian love. Like, what? Like, I'm just so confused. Mind you, I'm a Christian and I can't understand for the life of me MAGA Christians and what their values are and what their beliefs are. Because clearly it's not people. They claim to be pro-life, but they want people to be eaten by alligators. People who were made in the likeness and in the image of God to be eaten by alligators. And saying alligators' lives matters, and this is good for the alligator because now they get free meals. Like, I just don't understand like how someone can make a comment like that and people still support her. This is the problem we have with the world. These humans are evil. They're literally worshiping Satan.
I didn't want to do this because I didn't want to give any attention to this goblin, Laura Loomer. So I wasn't going to speak on her, but I just have to say this to my black women, okay? Like, I do actually agree with Laura Loomer in this sense. She says she doesn't care that y'all are posting pictures in her mentions, in her comments, and this, that, and the third. She don't care about y'all saying she don't look good and comparing herself. Y'all are posting. Mind you, by the way, I'm 44. Laura's 32. Mind you, by the way, I'm 35. Laura's 32. She don't care. And you shouldn't care either. We know y'all are beautiful. Who cares what Laura Loomer says? Stop being pressed about what these racist white women say about y'all. We all know the truth. Don't give her no attention. That's all she want. That's all she want is attention. That's all they want. And then you got Trump talking about Jasmine Crockett. She's very low IQ. Very low IQ. What? He couldn't even say acetaminophen. Who cares what they say about y'all? Y'all don't have nothing to prove. Have some respect for yourself. Have confidence in yourself. Y'all are beautiful. Y'all are beautiful. We know it. They know it. They just want to get a rise out of you. And every time y'all go to the comments posting, by the way, I'm 36. She 32. We know. We know. She looks horrible. We know. Y'all don't have to do that. Y'all don't have to do that. Trust me, we know. So I do agree with her. Stay out of her comments. Move on. Ignore her. Ignore her. Because she's clearly ignorant. Okay? She don't deserve y'all time. Please and thank you.
People like Laura Loomer just make me laugh. I find it funny when white women try to uphold white supremacy when they don't actually benefit from it. Their male counterpart, white guy, benefits from white supremacy. The white woman does not. And if you don't believe me, you could just look at the history. I mean, a lot of white supremacists crumbled to the ground internally because there was a lot of incidents. They're not going to tell you this. A lot of incidents where, hey, you're supposed to protect the white race, protect the pure white woman, but they end up kidnapping, essaying, or unaliving or beating to death a white woman in these groups. Take, for example, C.J. Stevenson, I want to say that's his name, and there's this woman named Mary. He was a big influential Illinois Triple K guy, damn near Grand Wizard. And he will always say, we need to protect the white race, we need to protect white women. Just for him to stalk this girl by the name of Mary in her house, he finally took advantage of her. He snatched her up, kidnapped her, got her, put her into his trunk or whatever, then chained her to his basement, repetitively essayed her, beat her, try to force her to marry him, all this crazy stuff, to the point that I think one time she finally got fed up and fight him, and he ended up unaliving this woman. But they ain't gonna tell you about that. Like, that was one of the biggest reasons why back in like the early 1900s, why the Triple K like collapsed, because it became worldwide news. Like, oh my gosh, and a lot of white people didn't feel confident in the white supremacist regime, right? And it's like, I forgot how they found out. Either they smelled like something bad, or they heard whimpers or whatever, or either CJ confessed to somebody and they end up telling the cops. When they got to his basement, finally found Mary, she was unalive. They said she had marks on her, bites that was almost cannibalistic. And that's when white supremacists crumbled to the ground. This was like, I want to say the 1940s, possibly. I know. When was Woodrow Wilson the president? 1930s, 1920s. This is when that happened. And whether you know it or not, how the white supremacists came back alive, and Triple K especially came back alive, was because of President Woodrow Wilson. Right? Woodrow Wilson, like, everybody knew about that news about CJ and everything. Woodrow Wilson was obsessed with Confederacy. He was obsessed with the Triple K. He was obsessed with white supremacists. He was like inspired by it. He invited them to the White House. After all this, to cover up, they brought this film called, like, I forgot what it's called, but it's like White Knight Save the Day or some shit like that. But basically, to erase that entire white guy unaliving the white girl, even though in white supremacy you're supposed to protect the white woman, all of this, they made a film where the white knights, you know, that's their little symbol, you had these white guys that had blackface on, and they over here attacking. They try to make it seem as black men are the violent ones, when black men had nothing to do with why the Triple K and all those white supremacy groups crumbled in America, right? They made a film, and he invited a lot of people to the White House. He made a film. They made a film about it. He presented it to the White House, to the nation, whatever. And they made it seem, like I said, black guys were the problem, black guys were the issue, they were the target, they were the violent ones towards white women, and those white knights come to save the day. Crazy. But yeah, and then ever since then, Woodrow Wilson is the reason why the Triple K uprised and became so powerful. He woke them up again. I don't know how. That's how you know it's delusion. How you switch your brain so much when y'all know. And they obviously forgot about the C.J. Stevenson thing, because that's the only thing that could keep their sanity from realizing reality, that, like, wait, women are not protecting this. No. Even down to, a lot of people don't even know that there's a female Triple K group. But females, they were trying to get in the main one, but the male sexism, misogyny, they had to be separated. Crazy, right? And they acknowledged that they had to deal with sexism and misogyny and all this, but they still want to uphold white supremacy. But you don't. When it comes to white supremacists or even fascism, you are only seen as a breeder. You're only seen as birthing kids. That's it. Like, their only duty is kitchen and kids. You should be seen and not heard. So when y'all are fighting for white supremacy, make sure you are ready to be seen and not heard, because that is the dealio. That is the deal. You're not to be saying anything. You're supposed to be sit still, look pretty, and give them some babies. That's all that matters. But yeah, I just find it funny when people like Laura Loomer, looking like freaking Annabelle, do this. Like, y'all gotta get it together. And I promise you, as this uprising white supremacy become even bigger and bigger, you're gonna start seeing the attacks on white women happen more and more. But this time, like it's gonna recycle. It's gonna cycle back to those incidents, right? And then this time you won't be able to ignore reality. But anyway, that's all I gotta say.
Lord Loomer, you big bobblehead, don't you ever talk about my old lady like that. I know you ain't talking about nobody ghetto when you walk around looking like Jigsaw. You should not ever fix your BBL-filled lips to ever speak about Jasmine Crockett ever again a day in your life. You do not have an education. You got a head full of helium. You don't have half of the educational credentials that Jasmine Crockett got. You got a head full of helium, a heart full of hate, and a face full of BBL meat. I don't ever want to hear you talking about nobody ever again. You look like you snuck into a human body. You look like a lotus or something like that. Just something out of Gears of War that just snuck up from the deep depths of hell. Like, you come out every, 17 years or something. You big caravan head cicada. I don't ever want you to talk about Jasmine Crockett ever again. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Y'all be pissing me off. Y'all don't even look at yourself in the mirror before you start to... Ain't nothing... Do you know where the term ghetto came from? It came from your heritage.
This is why you don't create a safe space for racists. So Laura Loomer decided to go on the internet and call Jasmine Crockett a ghetto black B-word. So if you don't know who Laura Loomer is, it's this bitch. Because Laura was upset that Jasmine Crockett called it what it is. She said watching her colleagues side with a bigot and a racist was disheartening. So Laura Loomers used her jigsaw face to go ahead and call Jasmine Crockett outside her name. And then she tried to use a misrepresentation of AAVE, using words like funna and... Mind you, she was using it wrong. She obviously doesn't understand the vernacular enough to even use it. She was just using it to be disrespectful. But this is what I'm talking about. These racist people have no space in our society. All they do is block progress and talk about bathrooms. And for all 95 Democrats that signed to get Charlie Kirk a holiday, are your Republican buddies gonna sign to make sure that the Epstein list is released? Or were you just used as a pawn for their game? And where are the 95 Democrats who signed to get Charlie Kirk his holiday? Are you gonna talk about how this type of behavior is inappropriate? No, instead you're gonna side with the racist.
So when I heard what this alabaster bitch had to say about Miss Jasmine Crockett, I looked her up, went on her page, seen some other posts she's made, seen a lot of different pictures, and my very first thought was, why the fuck does this bitch's face look like a mask from The Purge? Like, you look creepy as fuck, honey. And apparently I'm not the only one who fucking thinks that way, because as I'm scrolling about, I see that people are also comparing her face to a Purge mask. And then I seen that the Halloween stores actually have a mask of her face that you can purchase. Like, your face is a Halloween mask, sweetie. You shouldn't be talking shit about anybody, especially a black woman.
Being a black woman in America is exhausting AF, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna insert a picture right here of some stuff that's going on in the media, so you guys pause and read. It's gonna be right here. What in the actual F is going on? These people get a mic, they get a camera, they set up, and they think the words that's coming out their mouth is actual factuals. And I'm not talking about people who just content create, they give their think pieces. There are people that call themselves political activists, and I'm talking about Laura Loomer, however you say her name. And she has literally been for years trying to rage bait black women into responding and giving her some energy. Well, you called and I've answered, because Miss Ma'am, Miss Mamas, Miss Thing, I don't know what got in that little mind of yours. It could be all the Botox, all the fillers, whatever you got going on with your facial structure that has impacted your thinking capability. For you to speak on a congresswoman, not somebody that just a regular, girl like me, not saying that it would have been right, but, regular girl like me who has no type of political platform, who has no type of background, who is not, educated to the highest extent of the highest extent of the highest extent. You decide to part those big old lips of yours and say ghetto black B-words about a congresswoman, someone who has done what you tried to do twice and failed. The problem that I have is black women, we keep having to take the high road. Baby, those days are over. We try to take the high road. Even in Georgia, there was a governor or a lady who was running for governor, Stacey Abrams, who had all the credentials, had everything you can think of. They still did not elect her because she was black. We'll just call it spade, right? So now we got this lady who is a political activist, a far, right, left, however, she's on the farthest side of what she wants to be. She wants to be a MAGA affiliate so bad. Donald Trump has came out his mouth and said she's not affiliated. The VP has came out his mouth and said she's not affiliated with them. However, they still are talking to her in close proximity. The problem that I'm having with black women, yes, we're going to keep taking the high road. We're not going to do anything that's going to cause us to lose our careers, be incarcerated, anything like that. But we're going to speak on it. Ghetto black B words is something we'll never be, right? When we think of the word ghetto, right? Who is getting food stamps more? Is it black women or white women? Quickly. Check them statistics.
Hello, who is dealing with poverty more? The reason why the numbers never made sense to me, y'all, it never made sense. If black people make up 13% of the population, how in the world would we be the highest population on these government assistance programs? How? It doesn't, the numbers don't make sense, especially when you think about these rural red states. How? Right? Okay, so I say all that to say, the day of black women just zipping it, baby, we're not going to zip it. We're going to use our coin purse. We're going to use our education. We are finna step to the highest degree when it comes down to speaking on us. Now, yes, we're minding our business, but you better watch your mouth. Thank you.
So, Trump's little bestie, Laura Loomer, has called herself out and let the world know what a racist piece of shit she is. On X, speaking about Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, here's what she said. Homeboys and homegirls are big mad I called her what she is. Ghetto. I guess I finna watch my back. God forbid Shaniqua pops a cap in my ass. You feels me. That is what she said about Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. It does not stop there, though. Today, speaking about Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, she called her a jihadist. She said, jihadist Congresswoman Ilhan Omar just went on MSNBC to cry about me calling for her to be charged for aiding and abetting Islamic terrorists after President Trump called her out on Truth Social for her radical behavior and her immigration fraud. Laura Loomer, Trump's bestie, is clearly extremely racist. Extremely. I didn't find this myself. I'm not going to take credit for this. I have friends who are very involved in politics who send me this. A lot of this stuff I find myself, and if I find it, I don't credit other people, but this, thank you, Kennedy, for sending me this. I would not have known if you didn't send it to me. But we should know when people are extreme racist. Laura Loomer, you're an extreme racist.
Now, why do they keep telling us that we're taking it out of context when the context is always so much worse? Laura Loomer, a Republican, took to X to explain her feelings about Jasmine Crockett. It hurts my heart that we have ghetto black bitches who hate America serving in Congress. Now, after being called out for what I can only describe as racist tweets.
It hurts my heart that we have ghetto black B-words who hate America serving in Congress. So this is acceptable? Yet, we're being told that service members are being hunted. Service members are being doxxed for stating their opinions on things that were expressed by someone that passed. Okay. And now someone who is close friends with the President of the United States is allowed to make comments like this about an elected official. Yet, I thought we were having a discussion about ending political violence. So posting comments like this is not violent. And this is only one of a few that she posted. I'm trying to be very mindful of my words because, you know, now if I were to post something like that, or if I were to say something like that, but then people would love to say, well, I don't have free speech because I decided to serve and protect my country. So that means that I don't have free speech. I can't say how I deem something to be offensive. I'm not allowed to say that I find certain things offensive. I cannot be offended because the powers that be have decided to embolden certain people who have made very offensive and dangerous remarks against myself and people that look like me. It's literally like I'm being gaslit. I feel like I'm in a relationship with a narcissist, and I'm literally screaming at the top of my lungs, and that narcissist's friends and family is like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
We don't know what you're talking about. We don't know what he's perfectly fine. He loves you. He takes care of you. He treats you right. And you're like, no, he don't. I'm being abused and no one, you know what? I'm just going to smile. Everything's okay. No, everything's not fucking okay. Everything is not fucking okay. And I feel like I'm losing my goddamn mind. I feel like I cannot come on the internet and express how I feel, even though I expressed it in a very mindful and tasteful way, because me stating that, hey, I think this is disrespectful, this was hurtful, this is rude, this is racist, like stating that something is racist can now get someone fired is crazy. Is crazy. I feel like I'm in the fucking Twilight Zone. Like, what is going on, bro?
People like Laura Loomer hate themselves. And I think the more we accept this, the more the things that they say make sense. These people want their external world to be as hateful and chaotic as their internal world. You know, there's that saying that depression is hate turned inward. Well, a lot of people feel better when their hate is turned outward. Because the only thing worse than being miserable is being miserable on your own. And I didn't really understand this until I became a happy person myself. Because when I was a teenager, I hated myself. And for the most part, my hate was turned inward. That's why I was depressed. But there absolutely came times when my hate was turned outward. When I would call random strangers on the internet ugly and say things that I knew would make them feel bad about themselves. When in fact, all of the things that I said to them was a reflection of how I felt about myself. Because if you think about it, typically the things that you say to hurt someone else are things that would hurt you. Like today, I would actually never call someone ugly because it's not a word that actually has any weight for myself. But what we see with a lot of people with racist and conservative ideology is that very often the things that they say and think about whole swaths of ethnicities and races are actually all about how they truly feel about themselves. Because the things that they're saying about millions of other people can't actually be true. That's not how the world works. There's good and bad in every single race and ethnicity and nationality. And so that's why when you see people like Laura Loomer, who spit this venom at people, say the most disgusting things about people she doesn't even know, what you're actually seeing is how she truly feels internally about herself. And the sooner we realize this, the better.
Isn't it wild that all this is happening because a black man was president? Like the idea that we were kind of equal, but not really, completely went away when Barack Obama became president. And they tried to gaslight us when he was in office. So like things like the tan suit, the infamous tan suit, and how that wasn't presidential, but yet we have a current president who wears a baseball cap that says MAGA on it. We have his advisor who's currently spiraling on Twitter, calling black representatives in, the House of Representatives all types of nasty names that I can't say on this platform because it would get this video banned. I never thought that racism would be so blatant and people would not care. There is no political correctness. There is no, people don't care. It's just all out there. But yet, if you say you do not care and you were not moved and you had no empathy towards a certain death, you're going to lose your job. Okay. It's so blatant. It's so blatant. And yet they're still trying to gaslight us. Yet they're still trying to say, hey, it ain't that. It ain't that, but it is that. We are living in walking racism.
Laura Loomer is comfortable saying these things about Jasmine Crockett because there are no consequences for being anti-black. This is one of the most trusted advisors of the President of the United States right now, openly calling a sitting Congresswoman a ghetto black. So then when she was called out by people like Jamel Hill, she doubles down. Insanity. If Jasmine Crockett was to say something like this about Laura Loomer, who's a Jewish woman, the ADL would have put out about 15 damn statements calling this anti-Semitic. Congress would have passed a resolution condemning her and anti-Semitic hate. It's fucking ridiculous, bro. We don't take anti-blackness serious.
What? Laura Loomer, I beg your finest colonizing pardon. How very... Laura Loomer makes me wish the rapture was real. Because some people just need to be deleted, you know what I mean? There's more help that's needed that cannot be provided in this ancestral plane. Do you know what I'm saying? And Jasmine Crockett's gonna flame her. That's not what this is about. But like, why are you here? Your party defends Nazis and pedophiles. We're not the same. We're not the same. Okay? All right. You guys have a good one.
Laura Loomer attacks Jasmine... Wait, that's not Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer attacks Jasmine Crockett over on X, stating, "It hurts my heart that we have ghetto black bitches who hate America serving in Congress." Trailer Park Loomer is jealous because she butchered her own face trying to steal the natural features of black women, but ended up looking like Jigsaw instead. Jasmine Crockett at 44 still looks fresher and younger than Loomer at 32 years of age. Laura Loomer is a two-time loser. She ran for Congress twice and the American voters rejected her twice. And even with all of the advantages this country hands white women, she still couldn't win. She latched onto Trump like a groupie, kissed his ass, and he still tossed her aside like the trash she really is, just like everyone else does. Even though Loomer has most of the advantages of a white society that was built just for her success, she still somehow managed to be a less than mediocre, unaccomplished failure, and she's seething because she has to watch Jasmine Crockett, a brilliant black woman, do everything that Trailer Park Loomer tried really hard to do but couldn't. Jasmine Crockett is a highly educated, successful lawyer with her own firm, a sitting two-term congresswoman, a huge star in the media, and she did it with fewer resources, none of the white privilege, none of the botched plastic surgery or male validation. She did it with brains, talent, and determination, all while wearing the natural, full black lips Loomer tried but failed to duplicate. Meanwhile, the only attention Laura Loomer gets is from acting like a Trailer Park Jerry Springer guest who picks childish fights with people on the internet like a bitter, washed-up, racist mean girl who's waiting to be handed her little participation trophy from the predator men she puts into power.
You ain't demure, honey. You're diabolical. You ain't demure, you're them hands, baby.
And on today's episode of Love and Hip Hop Politic Edition, hey guys, it's your girl Gentray Hay, and this woman here name is Laura Loomer, and she's been having an ongoing beef with Jasmine Crockett, and it's getting a little spicy, okay? Real spicy, if you ask me. They have a ongoing beef, and you know, nowadays politics is just clapbacks, okay? We might as well add a rap beat to it because it's getting nuts. Let me tell you what she said in her recent tweets, basically aiming at Jasmine Crockett. Y'all go ahead and pause and read, but it basically says, Jasmine, homeboys and homegirls are big mad. I called her what she is, Ghetto. I guess I'm finna watch my back. God forbid Shaniqua pops a cap in my beep. You feel me? Why these be trifling? Girl, if you finna play with me, you best be ready for the truth. I be spitting on your weave. I can spit mad bars, Jasmine. Baby girl don't like the taste of her own medicine. You feel me? Let me ask you a question. Is a black job when I expose your boss for being a racist hood rat who enjoys promoting political violence? I'ma ask you this question. If you have tips around Jasmine and her staff, send them here.
Jasmine Crockett said this.
Laid out that honestly hurts my heart is when I saw the no votes, there were only 2 Caucasians. For the most part, the only people that voted no were people of color, because the rhetoric that Charlie Kirk continuously put out there was rhetoric that specifically targeted people of color. And so it is unfortunate that even our colleagues could not see how harmful his rhetoric was, specifically to us.
And apparently that pissed off the raging racists so bad that Laura Loomer had the following things to say. It hurts my heart that we have ghetto black bees who hate America serving in Congress. And there's more. Is it a black job when I expose your boss for being a racist hood rat who enjoys promoting political violence? What? And then tried to mock her using this botched up AAVE. Why these be trifling? Girl, if you finna play with me, you best be ready for the truth. I be spitting on your weave. I can spit mad bars, Jasmine. Baby girl don't like the taste of her own medicine. You feels me? What? Jasmine Crockett's homeboys and homegirls are big mad I called her what she is. Ghetto. I guess I finna watch my back. God forbid Shaniqua pops a cap in my ass. You feel me? And this is the exact point that Jasmine Crockett was making. By honoring Charlie Kirk, you're encouraging people to behave like this. You're encouraging outward racism. You're encouraging bigotry.
Now, welcome back, my good people. Laura Loomer was on television spewing the same tired racist rhetoric. And this time, I think she crossed the boundary. She crossed the line. Taking a direct shot to a black woman, questioning their beauty, their value, and their role in the society is totally unacceptable. It seems like some people haven't read the history. And we cannot blame them because people like Laura Loomer are a product of the so-called racist society. People who think that their skin color is what makes them beautiful. And that is the same rhetoric that the system is trying to sell out to the world, that black people are not beautiful. So Laura Loomer thought that she's going to maybe get support from his people. Instead, she got embarrassed. She got attacked and ashamed for making such statement about the black women. If you talk about beauty, black women are the blueprint. They are the pacesetters of beauty because the world is copying the black woman on beauty. Their hairstyle, their shape, you know, the world is copying a black woman. Black men did not waste any single minute to respond very loud and very strong to Laura Loomer because these are our mothers, these are our sisters, you know. And TikTok was really flooded with our brothers calling her out for her hate towards our black women, calling her a liar, and at the same time defending the black women with the same unapologetic energy. And I love that. Some even brought receipts exposing Laura Loomer's history of anti-black statements and failed attempts at clout. And the response were not soft the way people might think. They weren't diplomatic the way people expected. They were raw, unapologetic, and very powerful. Black men reminded Laura Loomer that black women are the backbone of the communities. Culture, history, beauty, they are the blueprint. And every insult she tried to throw at our black women fueled a very strong comeback. And the way black men dragged her name across the social media, guys, I'm telling you, it's on another level. Because TikTok turned to be a battlefield and Laura Loomer lost it. big time. Laura Loomer thought she could disrespect black women and get away with it. Instead, she got hit with an unstoppable wave of black men's energy. And let's be clear here. It wasn't just about clapping back as black people. It was about sending a message to the world. When you come for black women, you come for all of us. And the response will never be good. So guys, please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about Laura Loomer's comment about our black women? Concerning her racist comment that she made about our black women. Please talk to me in the comment section. And of course, if you love this video, please subscribe, share, like, and let's meet again in my next video. This is your guy Fred from the motherland.